All right, we are back here. Another day with another project, but this one is exciting. I've had a lot of urgency to try to get this done. I went out and bought some peppers, some tomatoes, basil, some herbs, some peas, and I'm gonna put them in here. I got some squash, some zucchinis. There's a long gardening is a long process. You have to have a lot of time. You have to be dedicated to it. You have to keep an eye on the garden. Time is not one of the things that I have a lot of, so I'm gonna try and get this set up in a way that it can manage itself as best as it can. So I started with a good soil, and then the next thing that I'm going to do before I even plant is I'm going to build an irrigation system that has a timer. Bringing a hose from a spigot that's behind the house, I'll bring it over here, and then I'll set up all the system here. I purchased some elbows and some connections to make this work. So hopefully by the end of a couple of hours, I'll have this planted and a rudimentary system set up so that I can get, I can put the plants in the ground and they can begin to grow and thrive out here. This is an experiment, of course. We're always learning new things, trying to improve, and this is what this is. We're going to find out a lot about the soil, about the location. Right now it's in the shade. The nice thing is that it gets about 5-6 hours of direct sunlight in the morning, some shade in the afternoon, and it'll get a little bit of sun later on in the, towards the later part of the day. So it's perfect. All right, let's do it right now. Let's get these plants in the ground. Let's get this irrigation system set up. All right, take a look here. This is where the water is going to come in via hose for now. I got a T down there splitting up, and it'll go up to this elbow, which will bring the water to this bed. The water will then go up through the hose, and then here I have another T. This T will take the water up to this bed and then continue the water over to the other side and then back to the last bed. I'm hoping that there's enough pressure in the whole system um, for there to be good coverage in all of the beds. So we're going to have to test it out. This is part of a little bit of a trial and error, but we will be able to see if it'll work when we turn it on later today. Stay tuned. All right, got a pretty rudimentary system set up here, but it'll do the job. We just needed to water the plants once a day for a particular amount of time. I've already ran water through it to clear it, and then we're going to plant, and then we're going to poke all the little holes where all of the little bubblers are going to go. So we're going to do that right now, but before we do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to soak these beds really well so that the garden and the plants have nice wet soil to dig into once they get in here. So that's what I'm going to do here for a little bit, get them all wet, and then I'll dig some holes, plant, and test the irrigation system. All right, stay tuned. I used some rocks to hold down the line, and I realized it looked kind of nice there, so I might put some new ones. Got some marigolds, tomatoes are spaced out, got some peppers here. I'm excited to get this done. This has been a long time in the making. It's a dream come true, honestly. Trying to make this happen for a very long time. Um, I feel a sense of urgency now to get it done, and it's really beautiful that it's the beginning of spring and I'm able to put all of these plants in the ground. Hopefully, I will have a hugely abundant garden this summer with peppers and tomatoes and all of that. I'm going to go ahead and plant them right now. All right, so here I have this large basil plant, and what I noticed was that there was actually different stalks of the basil, so I went ahead and split it, and it seems to be coming apart quite easily. So I'm turning this one basil plant into 1, 2, 3, 4 plants. I think it'll be okay. I don't think it'll damage it. So this is what we're going to plant. Turn 1 into 4. Let's get it done.